All right, so today I'm going to demonstrate how to make your Hamsa hands. So the first thing that I want to do is find where the middle of my paper is so that my hand is centered on my paper. So my paper is about 8.5 inches wide. So half of that is 4.25. And I'm measuring from this dotted line over here because I have perforated pages. So if I wanted to take this out of my sketchbook, I could. So I'm using that as my halfway marker. I'm going to measure towards the bottom of my paper as well. So 4.25. Actually, all right. Turn this bit on. Alright guys, so today I'm going to demonstrate making our Hamsa hands. My sketchbook has this little perforated edge over here that I just kind of traced so you could see it a little bit better. So if I wanted to tear out my pages, I could. And I'm going to start by finding the center of my page so that I can center my Hamsa hand in the middle. So the first thing that I'm going to do is line my ruler up with that edge and look at how wide my page is. And my page is 8.25 inches. So half of that would be 4.16, which is this measurement right here. And then in order to create a parallel line to my edge, I'm going to have to make that measurement lower down on my page as well. So I line my 0 up with the edge. I go over to 4/16. And then I turn my ruler. I connect it with those 2 points that I drew. And I trace them. And I'm going to do it really lightly so that I can erase that line if I need to after I do my drawing. So now that I have my center, I can create my Hamsa. Now, the simplest way to do your Hamsa is to simply trace your hand. I am going to turn mine upside down because I want my Hamsa to be upside down, which is symbolizing of protection. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my middle finger along that center line so that I know my hand will be centered. Then for your Hamsas, what you're doing is you're going to trace just your ring finger, your middle finger, and your pointer finger and connect it over with your thumb and trace it down to where your wrist meets your hand. Then you need to trace your other thumb. So this is where it can be a little bit harder, but you're just going to line your fingers up with your original tracing, and you're going to continue that line from your ring finger, which has now become your pointer finger since I switched hands, and you trace your thumb on the other side. So there's our Hamsa. And what I'm going to do is just kind of clean up my lines, just straighten them out a little bit. Because, well, the tracing isn't exactly the prettiest. Part of the extras that I don't need is going to be my guideline outside of my hand. I'm going to keep the one inside my hand so that my design can be symmetrical, but I don't need it past my hand. Another feature usually found on Hamsa hands is the eye. So I'm going to create my eye And you can make this as realistic or cartoony as you want. It's your Hamsa. Feel free to, when you're trying to draw any circles on your artwork, to kind of scavenge around your house, find circle-shaped objects to trace. If you don't have a compass available, see, look at this. I could even use my son's spoon, handily sitting next to me. And then from here, I'm just going to decorate with different patterns, different lines. I might even come up with some colors to represent different energies on here. So I want to write Hamsa at the top of my page. So I've gone to my favorite space, fontspace.com, to find a new font, and I created a guideline for myself so that my words stay straight and my letters stay the same height. And I'm starting actually in the middle of my word. I kind of measured to see where the center would be. And I find that easier when I'm trying to center things, to just start from the middle of the word rather than the first letter. And one thing I'm kind of doing right now is, instead of doing all of the letter, writing out the letter, I'm actually doing the vertical parts of this letter, these different letters, so that they kind of go the same direction and are the same height. And then from there, I can start connecting them and shaping them into the letters I see. So the Hamsa hand, or hand of Fatima, is an ancient Middle Eastern talisman. In all religions, it is a protective symbol. It is a talismanic symbol that people believe to protect them from harm against the evil eye and bring them goodness, abundance, luck, and good health. Many early cultures adopted the eye as an icon for their protection. Others used Hamsa, and so over time the most popular universal symbol became an eye placed in the palm of a hand. These symbols were adopted by people who followed many different religions, some of them Jewish, Muslim, others could be advocates for Christianity or Buddhism. The symbol consists of 5 spread fingers, often with an eye on the hand. It can be found today throughout the Middle East and around the world, particularly on women's jewelry, in weavings, embroideries, door knockers, automobile ornaments, and so on. They are believed to be an energy source to keep people protected from negative influences that are otherwise outside of their control. The word Hamsa derives its name from the 5 fingers on the hand. In Hebrew, the number 5 is Hamesh, and the 5th letter of the Hebrew alphabet is He, one of God's holy names. Hamesh is representative of the 5 books of the Torah. In Judaism, it is also interpreted to be the hand of Miriam and the symbolic of the owner's 5 senses in an effort to praise God. In Arabic, it is Kamesh. In the Sunni culture, the Hamesh is associated with the 5 pillars of Islam. For the Shiites, it symbolizes the 5 people of the cloak. In the Islamic faith, it's symbolized as the hand of Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad. Which way should the hand be? Hands facing down. When the Hamsa hand faces down, it opens you up to all of the abundances and goodnesses of the universe, welcoming them into your life. Hands facing down also answers prayers and manifestations. Often in the position, the fingers are closed together to bring good luck. When Hamsa's hands are facing up, it is a universal sign against evil. It is a powerful symbol of protection and shielding us from our inner thoughts of hatred, jealousy, and insecurities. Often in this position, the fingers are spread apart to ward off evil. So, a little bit about my Hamsa hand. At the bottom, I have the noses of my three pets. Above that, I have some vines to show my love of nature. Then I have a chevron pattern because that's my absolute favorite line pattern. Above that, I have a sunflower, which to me symbolizes one of my good friends who did this sunflower uh, seed exchange. It also symbolizes to me Vincent van Gogh, who's one of my favorite artists, and I've included a quote from him. I dream of painting, and then I paint my dreams. And I have my two favorite art tools on either side on my thumbs, and in the center, I've drawn my green eye. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial video, and kudos to you if you made it all the way to the end. Now go have fun making your very own Hamsas.